Tom, welcome in.
Thank you.
How you doing?
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
absolutely.
for stopping by with Charley as well.
Absolutely. My dog Charley's here, and we're having a good time in Toronto.
Yeah.
Hey, getting her done there, bud.
Yeah. So how far away is the farm from here?
It's a few hours away. I'm
Yeah.
sort of near in the Ottawa area, but we drove down to Toronto, drove down to the Big Smoke,
Yeah.
the big city here to talk about the new show, The Tom Green Farm. That's me. I'm Tom Green.
Yeah.
I live on a farm, and we have a show called The Tom Green Farm.
How kind of off the grid is it? Like, are you connected?
Well, we have water and stuff.
Yeah.
Electricity. We do have electricity. We are on the actual grid, but there is solar panels as well, and it is a remote and wilderness area, and it's a working farm. We have donkey and a mule and some couple of horses and some chickens, and my wife and I are running the place and having a great time doing it.
Yeah, you got. I saw one of your horses had a second birthday just the other
Yes,
week.
yeah, that's Aria. So like after I originally got a mule and a donkey, and I ride this giant mule named Fanny. A mule is half horse, half donkey.
Love
okay,
it, yeah.
So she looks kind of like a giant Percheron horse with big ears. And she's amazing, but we wanted to get them some friends. So then I bought a horse on Facebook Marketplace.
Is that where
Yeah.
Is that the go-to place?
Yeah,
for a horse?
I mean, I don't even know if you're supposed to do that, but there was a horse for sale on Facebook Marketplace, and she just had a 7-week foal. So we've raised her now to 2 years old, Aria, and they're staying together, the mother and baby, which is not that common. And we've got a little herd, and I didn't know anything about horses or mules and things like this. So I'm learning as I go, and now we're shooting this. It's a talk show, actually. We're shooting a talk show on the farm where I've invited a lot of amazing sort of celebrity guests up to come on the show and hang out at the farm and then sit down and do an interview. So kind of like this with more manure.
Right, yeah, different smells, yeah. Do they crave, pardon the pun, your attention, the animals? Are they quite attention seeking?
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, they're really kind of it's a special relationship that you build with equine. They have to trust you, and you have to trust them, and so it takes a lot of time getting to know each other, and it's a kind of daunting at first to go out into the pasture, and a 1,500-pound animal comes charging up to you, but it's actually really very rewarding.
I'm sure they weren't fazed by any of the big names that you have on the show.
No.
How did they react?
Well, they do seem to like the cameras, and they like to meet people, and they always run up to the gate when Dan Aykroyd or Tony Hawk comes by, or Priyanka, or we've had amazing people come out to the farm, and Tony Hawk is the first episode, who I got to know on MTV 25 years ago, and become friends. But to have him fly all the way up to Canada and be on our show out in the country was amazing. And we built this really legit vert ramp, full-size half pipe,
Wow.
12 foot by 28 foot wide, huge ramp, and sort of surprised him with it. And him and Kevin Staub, his friend, another legendary skateboarder from starting out in the 80s, they skated the ramp for the first time. And I have this half pipe now. I grew up skateboarding, but I didn't ride big ramps like this. And I'm just turning 55 years old this summer, and I'm going to be learning to skate vert. So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
How did your wife react to that?
Well, she was excited. Her and her brother, were fans of Tony Hawk. So
Yeah.
It's neat having these amazing people come out to the farm and get to hang out with us at the farm and do some fun Canadian stuff, and then sit down and do a talk show. And I, interview people in various parts of the property, up in the loft of the barn. Oh, it's funny. I've realized I have hay fever, which is real helpful when you're, feeding horses every day. But we've built a studio that we kind of like this, where we move our cameras around. We put them up in the loft of the barn. A few of the interviews, I'm getting kind of allergic reaction to people. So tune in and watch me have an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
While I interview Priyanka. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. No.
And some big names in music as well. So yeah, Jessie Reyez and Joel Deadmau5, of course.
Joel Deadmau5 and was amazing. And we get, so in the interview portion of it, I get to really talk to him about electronic music and his sort of incredible work and get into it's a long form show. I mean, it's sort of in some ways like a hybrid of a podcast and a television show. So.
Is it one guest per episode?
No,
couple?
couple per episode, and then other things going on the farm. But we do have time to get into sort of some interesting conversations about electronic music with him, or Kurt Vile also from came up from Philadelphia. He's an amazing rock artist and alternative rock artist, and somebody I'm a huge fan of. So it was pretty awesome. Jessie Reyez came out, and we chased some chickens around with her, and we had some alpacas out there with Jessie, and we improvised some music together. Stephen Page from Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
And I've always liked making music. Like when I was a kid, I was in a rap group in Canada, and we used to play out here in Toronto and travel around Canada rapping with my friends, and now I'm making country music myself. So I've been recording. I just put out a country album last year called Home to the Country. Everybody, you can play it on here. Home to the Country. It's an album that's out now. And then in the new show, we're going to be releasing some new songs that we record actually at the Tragically Hip studio in Kingston. And so a new song that we did a remake of the Littlest Hobo theme song. You might not know the Littlest Hobo theme from the UK.
Please tell me more.
Well, it's a great show that played like every day, like 200 times a day for like 35 years. It's about a dog that solves crimes, the Littlest Hobo, but it has a great theme song called Every Stop I Make, we make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. You're familiar with this? Maybe tomorrow.
Yes.
I just might settle down.
Yeah, I've definitely heard this.
Until tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll just keep moving on. Very touching, heartfelt
I'm going to go and watch it after I've watched the Tom Green Farm.
So Stephen Page and I made a remake of this amazing Canadian legendary television anthem, and recorded that at the Bathhouse studio in Kingston, or Bath, Ontario, the Tragically Hip studio.
It's amazing.
And so it's fun. We do some fun musical segments and some fun farm segments, and then some interviews.
What are you listening to up there on the farm? You got some music. You got some vinyl up there.
Yeah, I've got some vinyl. I listen to all sorts of music. I mean, I like Kurt Vile. I invited Kurt Vile on the show. I listen to Stephen Page, who's doing great music and on tour. I listened to Joy Division from Manchester, your hometown.
You mentioned, yeah.
That was one of my favorite bands, and I've always enjoyed music. So I have a pretty broad taste in music. I mean, everything from a lot of Stompin' Tom Connors, a lot of Canadian music these days I'm listening to. When I tour doing stand-up, and I play music in my stand-up show, and because of our my sort of return home to Canada, and I think everybody's really got a reinvigorated and a sense of pride of being Canadian right now with all this craziness going on in the world. And so I've been trying to play some covers of some Canadian songs, and I love listening to my Gordon Lightfoot, my Tragically Hip, and my Stompin' Tom Connors, and Corey Hart and Bryan Adams, and all the Canadian legends. Alanis Morissette, we've got a lot of Justin Bieber, Drake dropping some amazing 3 albums dropped this week. It's incredible. Right. And I'm excited. I made a song once called "I Want to Be Friends with Drake." It's a rap song I made years ago for fun. I put it out because I thought maybe if I put that out, maybe I would get to be friends with Drake. And he did actually follow me on Instagram after I put it out. So it was pretty cool. And I actually got a response from him once in the DMs.
We got to get him on season 2.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'd love to have Drake on the show. That would be a dream guest. I think he's so hilarious. I've been watching a lot of his. I just saw this new commercial he did. I think it's a Nike commercial he did with
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant. Just see the comedy, I know, like, I've been through the ringer a little bit in the media over the years, doing my crazy show. Sometimes you get like some negative stuff coming at you, and and obviously he had his battle with
Kendrick.
What's his face there last year?
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, that guy, whatever that guy is, and to see him just sort of own it, just to come back winning like that, and just to be so hilarious and lighthearted, and that I was laughing yesterday seeing that commercial. I just think he's great. It's incredible. I really was in a rap group. I know you're looking at me like you don't believe me.
No.
I really was in a rap group.
It's the first thing I thought when I saw you.
Well, you probably did a little research before, and you said, "Oh, he was in a rap group," and then you watched it and you said, "That's not rap. What the hell is that?" But no, so I was nominated for a Juno. I'll have you know.
That's amazing.
I was nominated for a Juno when I was 18 years old for my song "Check the OR." You like it so far?
Should've won it.
Absolutely. But I spent time when I was a kid with hanging out with the Dream Warriors and Maestro Fresh West and in the Toronto rap scene and coming on Much Music. So it's kind of amazing now to see how Drake is now this, the highest selling, hip hop artist of all time, and out of Toronto. It's pretty incredible. Makes me feel very proud to be a Canadian. Because back in the day when I was rapping, there was only a few Canadian rap groups, and they weren't really known outside of Canada. And to see, you always sort of had to be from New York to be a rapper back then. Then all of a sudden you could be from LA, then Atlanta, and now Toronto, putting Canada on the map. Pretty amazing.
Well, season 1 of the Tom Green Farm is on Crave. 2 episodes every Friday.
Yep.
10 episodes.
Yep.
For season 2, why don't you look into this camera here and invite Drake, see if he'll come up to the farm.
Drake, I want to be friends with Drake. Drake, come on out to the farm there, bud. I saw you playing hockey on your skating rink this winter. Come up for some pond hockey there, eh? All right, congrats on the new record. Amazing, incredible.
Consider it done. The Iceman and the farm man.
We'll get out there on the ice. Keep your stick on the ice.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, bud.
Tom Green, thanks so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you. Great to see you as always.
Cheers.
Charley.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Absolutely.